Everything all right?
Yeah, okay, just about ready to go.
Right, listen. We're going to take over reception first. That way, the screws on night shift will be trapped inside the building. They're going to be our hostages, so make sure they don't get too roughed up. The other group are taking over D block, and then they're going to work back to meet us. Don't make a sound until we burst in on reception, or else the screws will hear and get out. We have got to have hostages for bargaining power, understand?
Yeah.
Seeing that lot from charging down upon you. Where the hell did they get those keys from?
Perhaps they grabbed them off one of the other ones.
Police, please. Let's hope not. Yes, it's Weber Detention Centre here. We've got a full-scale riot on our hands. No, they've got a set of keys. They've got complete run of the place. Right. They've broken through into reception. We'll try and hold them in the prison until you get here.
Hurry up, Miss Spider! Hurry up and get away! Hurry up,
out there just waiting for us. Okay, you lot, get some more firebombs. Get anything you can find that's weapons, iron bars, more chains, anything at all. And fellas, find that bloody alarm and turn it off.
They've broken out. They've got fire bombs and they've got keys. Now go to the armory, break out some more rifles quickly. Bill, go to the front gate. Tell them I've already phoned the police and tell them what's happened. You all right?
I'm just a bit cold, that's all.
Here, put this on. You get some rest.
Thanks.
What's happening?
Maybe they've got the women under control.
Yeah, well, wouldn't they sound an all clear or something?
I've no idea. I've never been on a riot before. Have you?
No.
Quick, in here.
Look at
Prisoners armed. We'd better get out of here.
Yeah, well, we can't go to reception. They were heading that way.
There must be some other way out.
Not that I know of.
What about onto the roof?
It's padlocked. Why don't we just barricade ourselves in here?
No, if they find the door shut, they'll know something's up. It'll only be a matter of time before they break in. We'd be better off hiding. The laundry's our best bet. It's all clear. Let's go.
Here they come.
Great. Now we can bust out of here.
I'm not sure that was what we wanted.
I thought that was the whole idea.
The idea is to let people know how rotten things are in here.
Yeah? Well, I reckon they're going to take more notice if we're right out there with them.
Yeah.
Of course, it's up to you. It's your show.
What are we going to do?
We come this far.
Yeah, right. Okay, hand out that stuff. Hey, Hazel, you take half the women down to the loading bay. Open it, but don't move until I give the word. If we don't rush them all together, it's not going to work.
Right. All you lot, come with me.
Right. And keep your heads down. Those bastards have got rifles.
They wouldn't use them. They wouldn't dare.
You better hope they don't.
Here.
I couldn't.
You probably won't have to use it.
And there's no point in taking it, is there?
Hang on to it anyway. We don't want the women getting it if they manage to get out of there. There you go. All right, that's far enough. Get back to yourselves.
You've got to be joking.
The police are on their way. Make much more sense for you to go back to your cells.
Rightio, girls, get ready.
Come on, light 'em.
Raise your rifles.
Get the bastard now!
Hold your ground. Hold your fire.
Is anybody hit?
I don't think so. We were firing above their heads.
What about her?
She must have tripped.
It could have been a ricochet. Oh, it's me, I am.
Did everybody fire above their heads?
What happens the next time they break out?
They won't. Not for a while, anyway. By that time, the police should be here. We'll have enough manpower to control them. Well done, everybody. Now hold your positions. If they try to break out again, call me. I'm going to set up a control center in the visiting suite. Come on, Meg.
Come on, get in.
I reckon they're trying to kill us.
Did you get hit?
No, I fell over, but I reckon it's bust.
Well, can you move your fingers?
Yeah, but it bloody hurts.
Oh, it's probably only sprain. Look, get into the examination room. Kate will fix her up.
Oh, one good thing, at least we got a doc, I suppose.
Better than when the screws were here.
So what do we do now?
I'm thinking.
Oh, well, that'll do a fat lot of good. You heard him out there. The cops are going to be here in a minute. They'll be pouring through that door before you know where you are.
What do you think we should do?
I'm not running this show.
Well, shut up then. What are we going to do?
We're supposed to be getting publicity, right? You get hold of a telephone book and start looking up newspapers.
Hey, look at this lot. Our files. I'm going to find out what you lot are in for.
If you want to read something, you read your own bloody file. Leave the snooping up to the screws.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably make more interesting reading anyway.
Here, Sandy.
Okay, give it. Okay.
You all right?
I'm fine.
Maybe you should go home.
No, you need all the help you can get.
Well, to be quite frank, you're not being much help at the moment, are you?
Which one of you two's in charge?
I am. I'm Deputy Governor Fletcher.
Senior Thomas. This is
Right.
Senior Bull.
Well, how many men have you got?
Just the two local divvy cars. Us and two others.
Well, that's not enough to go in there and get the women back into their cells.
We're not going in there, mate. That's not our job. We'll stand guard, make sure they don't get out. If you want someone to go in, you better call the men's prison. They can send over the heavy squad.
No, I don't want anybody to get hurt. Not if I can avoid it. Look, can you get on the radio and see if they can find the governor, Mrs. Davidson?
Right. Got that, Mick? Mrs. Davidson. You better rig up a mobile radio for this place, too, if we're going to use it as headquarters. What is this place, anyway?
It's a visiting suite. The women use it for private visits from their husbands.
Well, at least it'll come in useful now. Where do you want my men position?
Well, outside the main entrance. The women can only get out from either there or the loading bay. The doors from the kitchen and into the roof, they're padlocked from the outside, so the keys they've got won't help them there.
Keys? Where did they get keys from?
They probably made them themselves.
Not from one of your own staff.
Janet and Steve, they were on patrol when the riot started. They haven't come out. They could be held hostage.
No. No, I don't think so. If the women had hostages, they would have shown them by now.
But they're in there somewhere.
Either way, it complicates matters. Look, I'll station my men and get on to telecom. See if we can intercept calls going in and out of the prison. If they start calling the press, we're going to have reporters and camera crews swarming all over the place.
Probably too late already.
Yeah, probably.
We got control of the prison. No, we've locked the screws out and we're in charge. They just shot at us. No, of course it's not a bloody hoax. Look, hang up, ring back, and then see who answers the bloody phone. We are not budging until conditions in the prison are improved. Well, come and see for yourself. Bloody idiot.
What happened?
Oh, they're ringing the police to check the story.
Oh, they'll probably deny it. Or tell them not to print it. The establishment always sticks together.
They can't ignore us forever. Sooner or later, the press will be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if the screws don't break back in and take over again.
Well, it's up to us to stop them then, isn't it? Have you locked the Lady Bay door?
The others are doing it now.
Good. OK, drag some of this stuff across this door.
Well, that won't stop them.
It'll slow them down. That's all we need.
Well, watching all this hard work's making me very hungry. I think I'll go down to the kitchen, see what's going on down there. Anyone else coming?
You can bring us all back something to eat.
Yeah, righto.
Can you hear anything?
No, it's quiet.
Do you think that was rifle fire that we heard?
Probably just warning shots.
Yeah, well, if they've got guns, why don't they come in here and get us out?
Dunno. Well, maybe they think we're being held hostage. They might be afraid to rush the place with us in here.
Well, we wouldn't get in the way.
Well, I don't know that.
Are you scared?
Not sure. I don't know the women well enough yet. I don't know what they're capable of.
Yeah, well, in that case, be scared.
Now we know how they feel being locked in here.
No, well, it's not the same, is it? I mean, we don't know what they'd do if they caught us, whereas they're protected by the law.
I doubt they'd see it like that.
Well, maybe not. Well, how long do you think we're going to be stuck in here?
I don't know. Well, it shouldn't take them too long to suppress a few women.
Don't be too sure. Some of them are real bitches.
You sound as if you hate them all.
Well, what do you expect? You put yourself out for them, they spit in your face, and then they pull and act like this.
We don't know how we'd react in their place, do we?
No. Well, what are we going to do?
Well, the first thing is to let people know we're safe.
Do you really think we are?
Well, we are, unless the women catch us. Look, I'm going to try and get to a phone.
Well, I'll come with you.
No, look, I'll have a better chance on my own. You wait here and keep hidden. I'll be back as soon as I can.
With that food.
Yeah, the fat cow's probably eaten it all herself.
Oh, well, if she's getting stuck into our usual gunk, she's welcome. Someone's using the phone.
Hello, Wentworth Police Station. My name's Faulkner. I'm a prison officer at the detention centre. The women are rioting. Yeah, well, I know about it too, mate. I'm stuck in the middle of it. We're trapped inside.
64. Where's that?
It's a staff room. You reckon it's a screw?
No, they haven't found us yet. Hello?
Oh, bugger, it's gone dead. But it was a man's voice. Okay, get him.
Check the lockers. You must have heard Sandy when she tried to listen in. Come on. I'm going to tell Sandy we missed him. Joy, you stay here. If you see him, yell. Come on.
Shouldn't be long now. How's it going, Mick? KVC, this is Wentworth Mobile Control. You receive me? Over.
Receiving you, Wentworth Mobile Control.
Well, that's something. At least we're in contact.
See if they've found Mrs. Davidson yet, will you?
KVC, this is Wentworth Mobile Control. Any news of the whereabouts of Mrs. Davidson?
We're just checking that. We thought they would have found her by now.
Hasn't she gone away for a few days?
Yeah, but the department should have a contact number for her. Look, Meg, this situation is likely to last for a few days. I'm going to have to call in some extra staff to relieve the officers guarding the front entrance. Do you feel up to a stint on duty?
I'd like to, Jim, I really would, but I just don't know whether I could trust myself. I mean, I wasn't much good the last time they tried to break out, was I?
Oh, come on. We all crack up at some stage or other. The pressure gets to all of us. You've always coped before. This is not the first riot you've been involved in.
When those women came charging at me, I was petrified. All I could think of was the time Bill was killed. All he ever did was help those women. You never knew him, did you?
No.
He was a good man. Too good to waste like that.
Wentworth Mobile Control, this is KVC. You receiving me, over?
Got you, KVC.
Mrs. Davidson's out of town. She's driving back now. She should be there by morning. In the meantime, her instructions are to maintain the situation as it is.
Do they realise we've got 2 officers trapped in there?
One of the prison officers inside the prison has just telephoned the local station. So far, they've managed to avoid being captured by the prisoners.
Thanks, KVC. Out. If you'd like to get through to a higher authority, we could probably arrange it.
Why? Mrs. Davidson's the boss as far as I'm concerned. Besides, they're probably all safely tucked in their beds by now. They're not going to get up to try and save our necks.
What's wrong with her?
Her husband was killed in a riot here a few years ago. Look, if you've got a spare car, I'd like to send her home.
Sure. Seems nothing else is going to happen around here for a while. See if I can rustle up some coffee, too. It's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a damn sight longer for the officers trapped in the prison.
No, you won't have to eat that muck for breakfast. Let's see if we can find something edible.
All right.
Look at this lot. Sausages. Haven't seen any of these in the dining room for a while.
The screws have probably been keeping them for themselves. See if you can find a frying pan. Anybody got a match?
Here you go.
Beauty.
What's going on?
We're trying to find ourselves something decent to eat.
Well, we've got some more important things to find. There's a screw still in the prison. He must have been trapped here when we took over. Must be the new bloke, Faulkner.
A screw loose in the prison.
It isn't funny. Getting hold of a hostage could make all the difference. They'd have to listen to us then. They wouldn't rush us so quickly either.
Well, he could be anywhere.
Well, you'd better start looking now then, hadn't you?
What do you reckon, Mary?
Yeah, well, you heard her. It's going to take us all night, though. We're going to need a bit of help.
Yeah, we'll let all the women out of solitary. I want every room searched and every corridor guarded. I want the screw found. Come on.
us a hostage.
She should have thought of that before we broke out. Would have been easy enough to get one if we'd been properly organised.
It's too late to worry about that now. You see anything?
Well, it'd help if someone found the main switch and put the lights on.
What's the matter, Hayes? Frightened of running into him in the dark.
You gotta be joking. Wouldn't mind bumping into that spunk any time.
Yeah, I reckon you'd have to stand in line.
Well, if I see him first, you lot'll have to queue up. Here, help me move this table, will you?
What for?
Well, if we're going to have to stand guard in that corridor all night, I want something to sit on, don't I?
Well, you're cooking with gas, Hayes.
Night.
Mr. Fletcher, have there been any new developments?
Not since you ordered us to do nothing.
Yes, I'm sorry I took so long to get here. This is Inspector Thorne. He'll be in charge of any police action that is necessary.
It's necessary already. You realise that 2 of our officers are still in there?
Yes.
So when do we go in and get them?
It's not as easy as that, is it? We could be placing them in more danger.
The police have had a phone call from Steve Faulkner. They're in hiding. The women haven't found them yet.
That was hours ago.
Well, we could have gone in straight away if you hadn't stopped us.
Well, look, why don't we discuss this inside? There's little point in standing out here.
Of course. Let us know if there are any new developments out here, Mrs. Garfield. This way, Inspector.
What's happening? You tell us.
How's Hazel's arm?
Okay. Although to hear her carry on, you'd think it was broken in half a dozen places.
Yeah.
She just wanted some pills, I think.
Well, why don't you give us some? If you ask me, we ought to break open the medicine cabinet and give everyone a go.
Oh, great. And a fat lot of good you'd be then if anything happened.
Well, there's nothing happening, is there? God, what's wrong with this place? Turn me back for 5 minutes and a bunch of strangers take over. What's the big deal with popping a few pills? B. Smith's not around, is she? Anyway, the news in D Block was that you'd taken over. You scared of Smith too.
Shut up, Gaffney.
You want to make me?
Look, it won't help arguing amongst ourselves.
Oh, God, it's Mary Poppins.
That's twice, Gaffney. One more and I'll start bouncing you across the walls.
Yeah, all right. What do you expect? We're just sitting around in here waiting for them to come in and get us.
Have you got any better ideas?
Yeah. Burn the place down.
You're mad.
Why? When this lot's over, we'll all be back in solitary and they'll throw away the key. You burn the place down and they can't lock us up.
Oh, you'd only end up in Barnhurst.
Wouldn't be too bad. There are blokes in Barnhurst. Chrissy Latham got herself up the duff there, remember?
Well, there you go. You wouldn't like that to happen to you, a nice young girl like you, would you?
What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Mouse, go and check the corridor, see if anyone's seen Faulkner.
Oh, why me?
Because I said so.
Come along, Mouse. You come with me. Have a look in the kitchen. Anything's better than staying with this bloody lot.
Faulkner's still in the prison?
Yeah, he must have been trapped here when we started rioting. I've got the women looking for him.
Well, the officer's always working twos. If there's one, that means there must be another one round.
Doesn't matter how many there are, does it? We haven't found them.
Suppose she'd have seen anything. Wake up, you silly bugger. I'm hungry. Well, we'll raid the kitchen after we've finished this lot. Not that I think we'll find anything after last night.
details on that story from Canberra later on in the morning.
So you got your appetite back, Smith?
Channel 10.
Well, don't sound too disappointed.
I'm not. The sooner you get better, the sooner I get back onto some decent duty.
The Department of Corrective Services this morning confirmed reports that women at the Wentworth Detention Centre have rioted and taken over the prison. The department says police and prison officers have the prison surrounded, and there's no danger to people living in the immediate area. A group of citizens headed by Margaret Ferguson voiced their concern when they heard of the riot.
Do you know about this?
Yeah, it started last night.
Why didn't you tell me?
What's it got to do with you?
Listen, those women are my mates. There's a woman just been transferred to Wentworth as a real troublemaker. They might need my help.
They're causing enough trouble without your help, Smith.
I only want to speak to them on the phone.
Forget it.
Doctors Wright and Brown. Casualty, please. Doctors Wright and Brown.
Well, if we're not going to storm the place, what are we going to do?
We'll talk to them, find out why they rioted and what they want.
We know what they want. They want to get out of there. They want their husbands to come and visit them in here. They want $200 a week and nice soft beds. That's what they want.
Well, let's hear it from them, shall we?
What good would that do?
Well, if we talk to them, they might let slip whether they've got the 2 other officers. It would give us something concrete to act on.
And it will give us more time.
All right.
I thought we were going to get a telephone link to the prison.
We're waiting on telecom. It shouldn't take long.
Well, could we find out?
Well, sure. Hall was looking after it. I'll see how he got on.
Mrs. Davidson, I heard the news on the radio and came in as soon as I could. Look, why wasn't I told earlier? I could have helped.
No, no one can help, because we're not doing anything.
We didn't think it necessary to get everyone in.
Oh, I see. Where's Meg?
I sent her home.
Is she hurt?
No, she's just tired.
Really? Oh, probably just as well. Since she did that stint as a parole officer, she's been softer than ever. Being more of a hindrance than a help.
Meg's a good officer, Officer Powell. It's pity it's not more like her.
Then why isn't she here?
That is enough. Now, look, I am running this operation, and there is to be no more bickering from either of you.
No good, I'm afraid. Technical hold-up.
Well, could you get me a megaphone?
Of course.
Good. Let's try that, shall we?
You women in there, can you hear me? This is Mrs. Davidson. If you can hear me, I want some of you to come out here and tell us why you have taken this action. We would like to hear your grievances. Tell us what you want.
She's got to be joking, as if she didn't know.
You all know what you want, to burn the place down.
Oh, there are other things.
Such as?
Well,
I'm waiting.
Well, for a start, we could get rid of Sultry. And they could let us wear our own clothes. And a single room for everyone with its own toilet and shower. You know, a bit of privacy, instead of those buggers perving on us the whole time.
Margot's right. They had a bloke on shower duty the other morning.
There was a staff shortage, if you remember.
That's not the point, it's the principle.
They'd never give in to all that.
Why not? We've got them where we want them. Let's screw them. They've got no choice.
If you are not prepared to talk, we will have to retake the prison by force. That will mean violence and bloodshed. We do not want to see anyone hurt.
They've got a choice. Okay, get rid of the barricade.
Doesn't seem to be working.
I've never met a prisoner yet who didn't want an opportunity to complain about conditions.
Hang on. Door's opening.
We need time to prepare a list.
How long?
15 minutes.
Who is preparing the list?
Me, Kate, and Margot.
They've let Gaffney out of solitary. We'll never be able to reason with her.
Very well. We'll meet you here in 15 minutes.
When they come out, we should grab them.
No.
With the leaders caught, they'll soon give up.
I will not do anything to jeopardize the safety of those 2 officers inside.
I'm thinking of their safety. The longer they're in there, the less chance they've got.
Mr. Fletcher, you heard me. No. difficult talking from this distance.
Well, you come over here. We're not coming out any further.
Wait here.
No, we're coming with you. They haven't mentioned Janet or Faulkner. They may try to take you as a hostage.
Very well.
Come on.
That's close enough.
We will not get anywhere unless you show a little trust, Edwards.
Why should we trust you?
All right, Margot.
Shut up.
What is it you want?
Okay. We want all the new security restrictions stopped. We want the security gates left open so we can move about a bit.
Yeah, and we don't want blokes perving on us in the showers.
Mr. Faulkner was only on duty in the showers because of a staff shortage.
You wouldn't have a staff shortage if your officers didn't go around in twos spying on us all the time.
The officers patrol in twos for their own safety. Your behaviour has proved this is necessary.
And what about our safety when you've got officers like Powell threatening to bash us up all the time?
If you have any specific complaints about any of the officers, I am prepared to listen.
Yeah, but you're not going to do nothing about it, are you?
Do you have any specific complaints? It seems to me you don't know why you started this riot. Peterson, I'm surprised to see you involved in it.
Why, Mrs. Davidson? I am a prisoner. There are things that should be improved, like food, hygiene.
Yeah, and more makeup and proper shampoo.
You can buy all of those things if you really want them.
On the money we earn?
Yeah, and in solitary you don't get nothing.
Nobody is sent to solitary unless they deserve it.
Yeah, well, we want it stopped.
Is there anything else?
Yes. We want more money, more time outside, proper visits in the visiting suite with our fellas.
I understand your husband is in Pentridge, Edwards.
That shouldn't mean he can't visit me, Mrs. Davidson.
Very well. I shall put your demands to the department if you all return to your cells.
No way. We're out, and we're staying out until we get what we want.
I don't think you know what you want.
We want things improved. It's as simple as that.
Very well. As I said, I shall put your demands to the department. But I doubt whether there will be any action under these circumstances.
Yeah, well, you better get some action, because we're not giving up until you do.
They haven't mentioned Janet or Faulkner. I think we should rush them now.
No, we're not doing anything until we know they are safe.
We're lucky to find something to eat in this place. Wouldn't you think they'd put that dirty knife in the sink?
Do you reckon we should take some food to the others?
Suppose so.
You reckon this lot's going to do us any good, Lizzie?
Nah, waste of time. Wish Bea was here, we wouldn't have started this riot.
We had riots when Bea was here.
I know, but she always knew what she was doing, didn't she?
Well...
Mrs. Smith, what are you doing out of
Not
bed?
planning on leaving without telling us, are you, Smith?
Oh, use your head. I'd hardly be pressing the buzzer if I was going to do that now, would I?
Here, lie back and stop upsetting yourself. Where do you think you were going?
I've got to phone the prison.
After the operation you've been through, you haven't got to do anything except rest and recuperate.
But look, there's a riot on there, and my mates are involved.
Where did you hear this?
It was on the TV.
I see. Well, there's nothing you can do about it.
I might be able to help. Look, the women listen to me.
Smith's something of a gang boss inside the prison, Doctor. She probably organised the whole thing.
Oh, come off it. How can I organise anything from in here? Look, please, just let me speak to the governor. I might be able to help.
All right. You lie here and rest, and I'll get a message to him.
Her.
I guess the prison governor can decide this better than we can. Besides, I can't have Mrs. Smith upsetting herself.
You think they'll give us what we want?
Dunno. Oh, of course they will. You two are such polite little girls out there. How could they possibly refuse?
You were saying?
Oh, yeah, all right. But what are we going to do?
We wait.
fat lot of use that's going to be.
I suppose you could do something better.
Yeah? If you lot followed me, I'd make sure the screws knew who they were up against.
Look, we're supposed to be doing something better, not worse.
Oh, yeah? And how much better is it going to be with the sort of stupid things you asked for?
Aren't you forgetting something?
What? Oh, yeah, the new security measures. It didn't make much difference to me when...
I warned you, Gaffney. Now you've got a choice. Either shut up or get back to the pound. Which is it going to be?
That's bloody typical, isn't it? You two are like a couple of screws yourself. You got us guarding the corridors. You're threatening to send me to the pound. I reckon we'd have been better off...
Will this be a direct line to the prison?
To the prison and outside. All calls going in and coming out come through these phones.
Well, at least the next time we speak to the women, we won't have to shout across the garden.
There'll be no more speaking with the women. Not for a while, anyway. The minister received the list of demands that you passed on to him. He sent me to take charge.
Well, I don't think that's necessary.
Well, we haven't been doing much good, have we?
We've been waiting for a reply from the minister.
Well, you've got it. I'm taking charge. Now, there'll be no discussion, no concession. Nothing until the women are back in their cells.
And how do you hope to achieve that?
By force, if necessary.
You do realize that 2 of my officers are still in the prison.
All the more reason to act quickly.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, I think we could achieve the same thing by waiting. You were there when I spoke to the women, Mr. Fletcher. They were indecisive and arguing. I think eventually this thing will just peter out if given time.
I'm not sure that we've got the time.
I'll get it.
If the women gain anything out of this riot, it'll be a direct invitation for all prisoners to try the same thing. Now, this security crackdown wasn't meant for Wentworth alone. It was a departmental directive to all prisons.
Well, it hasn't achieved very much here.
It's a doctor from the local hospital. One of his patients is an inmate, and she'd like to talk to you about the riot. The name's Smith.
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank the doctor for his trouble and hang up. Thank you, Inspector. There's only one decision to be made now. Do we starve them out or drag them out?
Grubs up!
It's about bloody time. We're starving. Hey, it's cold.
I didn't have any matches.
That's great, isn't it? At least when the screws were in charge, we could be sure of getting 3 hot meals a day.
Not like you to complain, Margot. If you want it heated up, do it yourself. Mouse, you stick that stuff down over there, will you?
Margot's right, you know. If we don't do something soon, we've had it. They don't have to do anything. They could just starve us out, turn the water supply off, anything.
Well, we tried to rush them and they fired us. What else can we do?
Well, there's still the 2 screws loose in the prison.
Very funny.
What?
Mouse is right. If we had those hostages, we'd be fine. They wouldn't rush us or starve us out. They'd be too scared of hurting their own kind.
Yeah, but we haven't got them, have we?
That's because you haven't looked hard enough, have you? You've been too busy whinging.
Haven't seen you helping. Okay, I'll find them. And when I do, you'll see some real action. Anyone coming with me?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, at least they're doing something positive.
Yes. The only trouble is, now they're following Margot and not you.
Did you get hold of Mrs. Davidson?
Yes. She won't talk to you.
But why not?
Well, obviously, she thinks it's a waste of time.
Or she thinks she'd make matters worse.
Well, what happens now?
Nothing. All you can do is wait. Now, I know it's difficult, but you must try and keep calm.
Well, how can I? I don't even know what's going on. At least give me back my telly so I can see what's happening.
It was the TV that upset her in the first place.
True, but it's questionable which is worse. Having her worrying what's happening or letting her know. All right. I'll have your television brought back. But remember one thing. No matter what you hear, there's nothing you can do about it.
Nurse Watson replied, X-ray department. Nurse Watson, please, an X-ray immediately.
You two search the storeroom. Okay. We'll try the staff room again, and this time we'll bust open the lockers. They might have locked themselves inside.
We'll bust them? Well, what with?
I don't know. Find something. buggers let him get away.
Kate, have a look at the cut on her head.
I'm all right.
It needs cleaning. Will you go to the examination room and get me some cotton wool, disinfectant, lint and plaster?
Where was he?
I was in a trapdoor just inside the staff room.
On this floor. Right, with women guarding every corridor, he can't get away. You go and get the women down from all the other floors. Now that we know where he is, we're gonna get him.
Yeah, and he'll be bloody sorry when we do.
Well, if they want to talk, let's at least give them the opportunity.
Where's that call coming from?
Inside the prison.
Yes?
Well, who's that?
Douglas from the department. Is that you, Faulkner?
Well, yes. Well, how'd I get onto you?
Look, that doesn't matter now. Where are you?
In the governor's office.
Have the women got you?
No, but it's only a matter of time. Look, you've got to act quickly.
What about Miss Conway?
The last time I saw her, she was hiding in the laundry. Look, she's quite safe, but I can't get to her. The women have posted guards in all the corridors. Look, they almost caught me a while ago. They know I'm somewhere in the building. Look, you've got to get them before they get me.
Ow. Sorry. Yeah, I'll bet you are.
I left guards on all the stairs, OK? Well, where do we start looking?
We'll have to look through every room in turn.
I think we should start with the switchboard. Look at this.
The bastard! He's probably ringing the cops. You bloody fool! What'd you do that for? Now I know we're after us.
Oh, I couldn't let him keep talking.
Look, which room was it? Quick.
The governor's office.
OK, get him!
What are you waiting for? Let's get him. Nice to see you again, Mr. Faulkner.
That bang on your head was an accident, Gaffney. I didn't push you, you fell. You'll gain nothing by this.
He's right. There's no point in hurting him. We just need him for bargaining power.
Listen to her, will you? What do you think this is, a bloody Sunday school picnic?
Yeah, right. Lay off, Margot. Kate's right. We don't want to hurt him. I've got special plans for Steve. All right, get his clothes on.
The whole damn thing's gone dead.
They could have found him.
If they haven't yet, they soon will.
Precisely. Call the riot squad in, Fletcher. I'm going to see the minister, and we're going to need your men as well, Inspector. We're going in.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside the roses grow, they don't mind the stony ground, but the